Welcome to the mythical creatures.
The Kraken is a mythical sea monster that has captivated the human imagination for centuries. Stories of this giant, fearsome creature are rooted in the lore of seafaring peoples, particularly in Scandinavian and Norse mythology, where the Kraken is depicted as a gargantuan beast capable of swallowing entire ships and dragging sailors to a watery grave. Over the years, the Kraken has become a symbol of the terror of the unknown deep, and a metaphor for the dangers lurking beneath the surface of the world's oceans. This legendary creature continues to fascinate popular culture, appearing in countless books, films, and video games, often as a symbol of unstoppable natural forces or fearsome supernatural entities. Let's dive deep into the historical, cultural, and scientific aspects of the Kraken to uncover the myths, facts, and cultural impact that surround this enormous sea monster. The Kraken's mythological roots are primarily found in Norse and Scandinavian folklore, particularly in medieval Icelandic sagas. The earliest written accounts of the Kraken appear in the works of medieval Icelandic poets and historians, such as Orvar Odr, and the bishop and scholar Erik Pontoppidan, whose descriptions of the creature further embedded the legend in the popular imagination. In these early sources, the Kraken is described as a vast sea monster, resembling a giant squid or octopus, capable of creating powerful whirlpools that could sink ships. Sometimes, the Kraken is depicted as so large that sailors would mistake its body for a chain of islands, only realizing their peril when the islands began to sink into the ocean. Its name likely derives from the Norwegian word krake, which can mean an unhealthy animal or something twisted, reflecting the Kraken's monstrous nature. In many accounts, the Kraken is said to dwell off the coasts of Norway and Greenland, in the cold waters of the North Atlantic. Given that these regions have long histories of seafaring, fishing, and ocean exploration, it's not surprising that stories of sea monsters developed in response to the very real dangers faced by mariners in these waters. The deep, icy oceans, with their unpredictable weather and powerful currents, created an environment where it was easy to believe that colossal, unseen creatures lurked beneath the waves. One of the most influential early descriptions of the Kraken comes from the 13th century Icelandic saga, Orvar Odd's Saga, which tells the story of a Viking hero named Orvar Odr. During his travels, Odr encounters two enormous sea creatures, the Hafgufa and the Lyngbakr, both of which may have contributed to later Kraken myths. The Hafgufa is particularly notable because it is described as so large that it can swallow ships whole, a trait often attributed to the Kraken. In the 18th century, Erik Pontoppidan, a Danish-Norwegian bishop, natural historian, and author, provided one of the most detailed and influential accounts of the Kraken in his 1753 work, The Natural History of Norway. Pontoppidan described the Kraken as an animal-like sea monster that dwelled in the waters off Norway. His description painted the Kraken as a creature that was not only capable of sinking ships, but also of endangering sailors simply by its sheer size. According to Pontoppidan, the Kraken was a floating island of flesh, with the sea rising and falling over its enormous back. When it submerged, it would create a whirlpool capable of dragging ships to the bottom of the sea. Pontoppidan's account suggested that the Kraken was a natural rather than supernatural creature, which blurred the line between myth and reality. This portrayal helped establish the idea of the Kraken as a species of gigantic sea creature, possibly related to the giant squid, and served as an early attempt to explain the legends in more scientific terms. Despite its mythical origins, the Kraken has found new life in modern popular culture, often appearing in literature, movies, and video games as a symbol of overwhelming danger or cosmic horror. One of the most famous modern references to the Kraken comes from Alfred Lord Tennyson's 1830 sonnet, The Kraken. In his poem, Tennyson describes the Kraken as an ancient and immense creature lying deep beneath the ocean, slumbering for eons until it rises in apocalyptic fury. The poem captures the sense of mystery and awe that the Kraken has evoked throughout history, below the thunders of the upper deep, far, far beneath in the abysmal sea. His ancient, dreamless, uninvaded sleep, the Kraken sleepeth. Faintest sunlights flee about his shadowy sides. In more contemporary settings, the Kraken has appeared in films such as the 1981 movie Clash of the Titans, in which the phrase "release the Kraken" became iconic and its 2010 remake, where the Kraken serves as the final challenge for the hero Perseus. The Kraken has also featured in blockbuster franchises such as the Pirates of the Caribbean films, where it serves as the personal sea monster of Davy Jones, the undead captain of the Flying Dutchman. Here, the Kraken is portrayed as a gigantic squid-like creature, capable of sinking entire fleets and symbolizing the awesome, uncontrollable power of the sea. For centuries, the Kraken was dismissed as nothing more than a sailor's tall tale, but modern science has uncovered possible explanations for the legend. The most widely accepted theory is that the Kraken myth may be based on sightings of real, though rare, sea creatures such as the giant squid or the colossal squid. The giant squid, which can grow up to 43 feet, 13 meters long, was first confirmed by scientists in the 19th century, though sightings of this elusive creature date back much earlier. The giant squid's size, along with its long tentacles and sharp beak, could easily inspire stories of sea monsters capable of attacking ships. The colossal squid, first discovered in 1925 and even larger than the giant squid, can grow up to 46 feet, 14 meters, and weighs over 1,500 pounds, 680 kilograms. Its enormous size and deep-sea habitat make it a likely candidate for inspiring tales of massive, tentacled sea monsters. Both of these creatures dwell in the deep ocean, making sightings extremely rare and adding to the mystery surrounding them. When dead squid washed ashore or were found tangled in fishermen's nets, their sheer size likely fueled speculation about even larger creatures lurking beneath the waves. In fact, even today, there is much about the giant and colossal squids that remains unknown, which continues to feed the human fascination with these creatures and their possible connection to ancient sea monster legends. While giant squids are the most likely real-life basis for the Kraken, other natural phenomena may have contributed to the legend. Seafaring cultures often face dangerous and unexplained occurrences at sea, such as powerful whirlpools, treacherous currents, and sudden shifts in the weather, which could easily have been attributed to a monstrous sea creature. Whirlpools and maelstroms, for example, are common in the ocean, especially in the regions where Kraken legends originated. The Moskstraumen, a system of whirlpools off the coast of Norway, is one such natural phenomenon. Sailors navigating these dangerous waters might have blamed the Kraken for their sudden peril, when, in reality, it was the powerful ocean currents creating hazardous conditions. Similarly, underwater volcanic activity and tectonic movements could produce sudden shifts in the sea's surface, further reinforcing the idea of massive creatures disturbing the ocean depths. In a time before modern science and oceanography, these phenomena would have been terrifying and difficult to explain, making them fertile ground for myths about monstrous beings. In addition to its appearances in mythology and popular culture, the Kraken has also made its way into the realm of heraldry and symbolism. Sea creatures, both real and mythical, were commonly used in medieval coats of arms and heraldic symbols to represent strength, power, and dominion over the seas. The Kraken, with its immense size and destructive potential, is often associated with maritime prowess and the ability to dominate the unpredictable and dangerous oceans. In modern times, the Kraken has been adopted as a symbol by various organizations, including sports teams like the Seattle Kraken, a National Hockey League team that took its name from the legendary sea monster when it was established in 2021. The Kraken's imagery evokes the untamable spirit of the sea and the fierce determination of those who face its challenges. The Kraken's legacy as one of the most famous and fearsome sea monsters endures to this day, capturing the imaginations of people around the world. From its origins in Norse mythology to its depiction in modern films and video games, the Kraken remains a potent symbol of the mysteries and dangers of the deep ocean, as well as a metaphor for the uncontrollable forces of nature and the unknown. Whether viewed as a terrifying monster or a fascinating natural phenomenon, the Kraken continues to inspire awe and wonder, reminding us of the vastness of the world that lies beneath the waves.
Thanks for watching. It will be nice to see you again in the world of mythical creatures.